Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to start with a new topic altogether called completable future, right? So this completable future also came as a part of Java 1.8, and this completable future will help us to run the program in the asynchronous way. Asynchronous way means we can run multiple piece of code in the parallel, right? And that code, the asynchronous code, will not depend on the main method, right? So basically what happens is, generally whenever we work on any project, our main requirement is we need to write a code which performance should be very fast, right? So how do we achieve the performance? So let's say you have three tasks: task A, task B, and task C. Now what happens is, when you run the program in the sequential way, first A will get executed, then B will get executed, then C will get executed. So basically it takes more time, right? And you are not utilizing your uh, processor, right? Because you are running in the sequential. Now with the help of completable future, we can write a asynchronous code where everything will get executed in the parallel. And yes, we have a lot of method provided by this completable future. With the help of those methods, we can achieve the parallelism, right? We can run all the code in the parallel, and it's up to our project requirement, right? How do we want to achieve the parallelism? That we'll see that in the coding part. So basically here, if you look at the asynchronous programming, basically we write a non-blocking code. Okay, it will not block, that one code will not block the other code, right? It runs a task on the separate thread. It is not run by the main thread, by the way, when you write a code in the asynchronous way. And when any progress happens in this, any progress, completions, or failure, that will get notified to the main thread. Okay, though it runs in the different thread altogether, but whenever your task will get processed, completed, or failed, everything will get notified to the main thread, right? In this way, the main thread does not block or wait the completions of the task. Okay, here all the tasks will execute in the parallel, right? Which we'll see that through program. Though you are not able to understand here, let's say if you have a confusion, once I write the code, if I'll explain you, everything will get you will understand like how this parallelism can be achieved by writing a synchronous code, right? When you write a parallel code, basically you know what happens, the performance of program will be very fast, right? Completable future is class in the Java. It belongs to Java util concurrent package. It implements completion stage and future interface, right? So this is the overview of completable future. If somebody will ask you, you can say that it is used to write a asynchronous code which will help us to achieve the parallelism. And this, it will help us to give us the very good performance when we have multiple call into a separate piece of into a one block of code, right? So there, let's say one block of code has multiple lines of downstream call, right? We can write all the code in the asynchronous way. What I'm trying to say, that let's try to understand. So what happens in, typically what happens, you have this class, right? And your class in general have a main method, and these are the piece of code 1 2 3. So assume that these three, 1 2 3, basically let's say this is the API call, right? So let's say this is the API 1, this is API 2, and this is API 3, right? Now what happens when you run a code in the sequential way, this API 1 will, let's say it will take 30 seconds, right? This guy will take, let's say 40 seconds, and this guy will take, let's say 20 seconds. That's how it is. 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and 20 seconds. So if you calculate this, all together will take around 90 seconds, right? This is all taking around 90 seconds. Now How do you increase the performance, right? We can increase the performance only if all these three code, okay, all these three code run in the asynchronous way. Let's say at the same time this guy will get called, this guy will also get called, and this guy will also get called. So what happens in this case? When all the code will get called at the same time, the maximum time is going to take by this program when you call in the parallel, right? Maximum time, how much it will take? It will take, max time is equal to how much? 40 seconds, right? That is the max time your program will take, which is taken by this API 2. But within 40 seconds, your all three API will get called and you will get the performance, right? That is the benefit of writing the asynchronous way. So how much time saving you have? So basically, if you look at, you have 90 minus 40 is equal to how much? 50 seconds. 50 seconds time saving you have. So basically you are saving how much time? 50 seconds time, which you are saving it by writing the asynchronous code, and this we can achieve through this completable future class, right? This we can achieve through completable future class, through which when we write the code in the parallel way, we can get the benefit of it. Now you understood what I was trying to say. That so generally when you have a class, when you have a main method, and main method calls, let's say, 3 API 1, API 2, API 3, and when you don't write asynchronous code, your main thread will be responsible to execute all these 3 API. API 1 takes 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and 20 seconds. So total time taken by this class is 90 seconds. Now when you have this parallel code, right, when you have this parallel code, if everything runs in the one shot, the max time is going to be taken is the 40 seconds by this program, because all three APIs getting called at the same time. So how much time saving you have? 50 seconds. So when you have the time saving of 50 seconds, which means your performance is high by the 50 seconds, right? And that's where this parallelism will help you. That's where this parallel code will help you to achieve the more performance. Now in next example, straight away we will start with the coding part, and we will try to understand how we can write this parallel code, right? Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this.